Hi y'all, I just wanted to check in with y'all and just say hi today. Today I'm taking y'all along some of my gardening stuff, some of the stuff that I'm going out to eat with my husband, and then just everyday things, dinner, things like that. So today we're putting in our garden, we're starting some of the rototilling and things like that. I want to show you my bag of seeds. It's a big bag of seeds that we have. We have all kinds that we do every year, and we just bought some more, so we also like save our seeds from the previous year. I believe these are pumpkin. We like green bean, okra. We really like to plant yellow squash, and so when I make some videos around that time, I'll show you how to prepare yellow squash really good. My husband likes radishes, so we got all of these seeds that we're gonna plant. We do the same sort of ones every year because we know which foods we like and what grows and works well for us. So you'll get to see that this year. I'm just going to grab some out and see which ones we get to share them with you. Okay, so we got the cucumber. We always do the cucumber. The cucumber grows very well here. We do pickling cucumbers. We do spicy pickles and bread and butter pickles. We do dill pickles and we give them away and we eat some. They're very good. And then we also just of course eat them fresh. And so then we also got this one's called the winter squash. I call it the acorn squash. We eat this one in the microwave. We just slice it in half, put some brown sugar and butter in there, and then we just scoop it up and eat it. It's kind of like a dessert for us. So we love our yellow squash, or not yellow squash. This is our acorn squash is what I call it. And we usually get about like that for a year with that one. So it's kind of a treat. We don't get a bunch of those. These are a bunch of radishes. My husband got a ton of radishes. Believe it or not, he boils these and eats them like potatoes. Okay, so we got Swiss chard here. This one I haven't done before, so I'm going to pull this one aside actually because I want to plant that one maybe in one of the raised beds or a little bit aside so I can kind of monitor it a little bit more. And of course we've got our pumpkin. We always do our pie pumpkins, and we also do our jack-o'-lantern pumpkins, and we have them ready in the fall for that. Here's our jack-o'-lantern pumpkin. And so yellow squash, we have all the same stuff here because for the most part, like I say, we pick the ones that we like and we do the same every year. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you that this year. I'm going to share with you the progress of the garden. This is another good one that grows for us. This is I call it zucchini. And these are awesome. We get tons of zucchini and we get tons of green beans and all of that. But this is all to say you can start growing your garden just with some simple seeds like this in a small little area, or you can have a bigger area like we do. We really do plant way too much. We always end up having to give away to our family, to our church friends, people that we know. But today, my husband usually does most of the garden. I do more of the picking. I do more of the herbs. So today I'm going to plant some chives. I'm going to plant some spearmint. So I got some little pots here to do that with, and then eventually I'll put them in some cute little pots and put them on my windowsill. But this is just to inspire you. If you would like, get yourself some little pots like this and begin a little herb garden, and then you can begin to cook with those herbs. And it's just a process that's very grounding as well. We talk about grounding with the earth and things like that, but you can also ground just by gardening, by being close to plants and putting the seeds in, taking care of them. Those sorts of things will also ground you to this earth. And so I really recommend that. I'm going to be doing this later today. If I get some soil, maybe my husband will let me have some of the garden soil there. So I'm going to take you along my day today, but I just wanted to share some seeds with you and just talk to you this morning. And let's take a look at this bag of seeds. I also wanted to point out, it's a big bag of seeds and they're all different, but they're all very necessary. What if we only had, let's say, cucumbers to eat, and that was the only seed that existed? So the variety that we have is really abundance. It's really a blessing that we have all these seeds and so much to choose from in our life and in our own selves, our multifaceted selves that contain so many aspects of ourselves. So begin to share that with others and begin to accept those sides of you, integrate them. So come along my day and let's see what we do today. you got, Blue? What you got? I guess he's done playing. Are you done playing, Blue? Are you done playing? You done playing, Blue? Blue? What'd you see? All right, I'll let you rest. So dinner today we have ribs. So I want to show you because I make really good ribs and it's very simple. So I'm going to show you how I make it. You just get a big rack of ribs. You're going to put it on foil like this. And I already started making it, but once I made it, I thought, you know, I really want to show y'all how to do this. So you're going to get a knife, any knife, and you're going to start to poke holes all throughout your ribs. And I've already done this, so I'm not going to do it now. Then you're going to sprinkle some salt and pepper and then some honey, which I ran out of honey. Otherwise, I would show you the bottle here, but I just threw it away. So you're going to drizzle some honey all throughout and then some soy sauce and some liquid smoke. I like this Mesquite liquid smoke. It really gives it that smoky flavor that you would get when you're actually grilling. But I like to make my ribs inside. I bake them in the oven, so I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of liquid smoke, and liquid smoke goes a long way, so you really only need like a little tiny bit. That may have been a lot, but it'll kind of do its job and it'll be fine. I've put a little bit more, a little less. You don't want to put too much though, it'll be too smoky. And so we got the honey, the salt, the pepper, the soy sauce, and the liquid smoke on there. Now I'm going to put some of this onion powder on there. And so we're going to kind of sprinkle that throughout. And there we go. So what I like to do is just let it sit for a little bit and kind of get to room temperature because it's pretty cold. I let it defrost in the refrigerator. So I let it just kind of get to room temperature. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it in foil and seal it pretty much. And then I'm going to bake it at 250, which I haven't started the oven or anything yet. So I'm just going to kind of leave it here. I'm going to lunch with my husband and his boss. So I'm probably going to make this after I get back. And it's kind of a rush day. So I want to make sure I just kind of showed you because these ribs are so good. They're so tender when they're done. I like this honey barbecue sauce from Walmart. When they're done baking, I'll take the foil off the top, that top foil, and then I'll baste them in the barbecue sauce with a baster and go ahead and bake them again for about another 15 minutes. And sometimes I'll put on a second coat and do another 15, and then they will be so yummy and delicious. So I'll show you how they are done later today. But that is my smoky baby back ribs that I make in the oven. Thank you for watching. All right, so now we let it marinate for a little bit. I pretty much let it marinate for about an hour. It's at room temperature, and now we have the oven is at 275 there, if you can see it focus. Okay, so we're gonna put this in the oven now, and I'm gonna bake this probably for about 2 hours. I usually check on it, and I know what it needs to look like, but it's usually about 2 hours. And then I'll go ahead and take the top part of the foil off, and I will baste it in the honey barbecue. And I usually just use one of these, is good, and then put it back in there for 15 minutes, and then baste it again. Some people put it on broil. I just leave it at the same temperature for about 275 like it's at. You can turn it up a little bit if you need to, if it's not getting sticky or tacky how it should. But I'll show you how it turns out. I'm about to put it in the oven, and then I'll take you outside. We're working on the garden today. My husband is rototilling everything, and we're kind of getting everything ready for a spring garden, so I'll show you that in just a moment. Okay, so it's been 2 hours, so now we can take the topsoil off, and this is what they look like. So we still got to put the barbecue sauce on. So I got my little basting brush here, and I'm going to go ahead and put that on. You want to get all the edges, get everything really nice and covered. I love this barbecue sauce. It's real sweet, but you can use, you know, whatever you like. There's some spicier kinds. We're going to cover this whole thing up and then put it back in the oven for 15 minutes. And I'm going to do a second coat. If you don't want to add barbecue sauce, you could just eat them like that and they would be good. Whatever your preference is. I like my ribs with a lot of barbecue sauce, so I'm going to kind of dot some more all over it and put it in the oven, and I'm still going to do a second coat, and I would even do a third if it, you know, needed it. I like my ribs really sticky and sweet. You can even add some brown sugar and some additional honey if you like, but I don't need to do that. I kind of just like the sauce how it is. Okay, so we used all the sauce. And that's what they look like. I did increase the heat to 350, so I had it at 275 for 2 hours. Now I've increased it to 350 to get the barbecue sauce to stick. So I'm going to put it in there for 15 minutes, and then I'm going to give it another coat. Okay, here we go again. It just came out of the oven, so we're going to put the second coat of barbecue sauce all over it again. So it's looking really yummy. I think I might even do a third coat. We'll see what it looks like. I want it to look really nice. So I'm not like a great, awesome cook, but there's a few things I'm good at cooking. One of them is ribs. And lately I've been picking like one day a week to cook something new and different. So just trying to expand. But I'll cook some of my favorite meals for y'all. Another one is shrimp and grits that I like to do, so I'll do that one for you here soon. Anyhow, I'm gonna put this back in the oven for another 15 minutes.